your North Central College Cardinals. The NCAA, North Central College, and the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, spectators, or team representatives, as well as public intoxication and consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and tobacco products are grounds for removal and other disciplinary action. Introducing tonight's starting lineup. First for Augustana. Number 1, Jeremy Claver. Number 6, Tyler Dugan. Number 7, Victor Velasquez. Number 10, Matt Allen. Number 11, Grant Bracken. Number 12, Bennett Tamalin. Number 13, Daniel Artman. Number 17, Sander Soerhag. Number 19, Chris Plants. Number 23, Jack McKernan. And number 24, Adam Bauman. The assistant coach for the Vikings is Joe Sager. The head coach of the Vikings is Nick Regan. And now starting lineup for your North Central College Cardinals, who are accompanied tonight by the Chicago Kickers Soccer Club. Number 0, Conor O'Neill. Number 3, Shawn Sweeney. Number 7, Ryan O'Dean. Number 9, Gavin Sanchez. Number 10, John Borzek. Number 11, Alexis Flores. Number 14, Spencer Weiss. Number 15, Clint Rader. Number 16, Elmer Eng. Number 28, Jared Collier. And number 31, Jack Bullard. The assistant coaches for North Central College are Dylan Milkett, Mike Lindsay, Andrew Stratton, and Lloyd Lamini. The head coach of the Cardinals is Matt Klossner. At this time, we please ask you to rise and face the flag at the south end of the field as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
Live from a soggy Benedetti Worley Stadium, it's Cardinals Soccer on NCTV 17. Hello and welcome everybody to this production of Cardinals Soccer. Augustana the visitors tonight at North Central College inside Benedetti Worley Stadium. I'm Kevin Jackman. Thanks so much for tuning in to NCTV 17 or online at nctv17.com. Should be a good one tonight. The Cardinals are in the driver's seat as far as conference play goes. 3-0 in the CCIW. And they certainly hope for another victory this evening against an Augustana team that comes in 1-7-2. They're winless in conference. Certainly the kind of game this Cardinal team knows they need to win if they hope to not just make it into the postseason tournament, but to possibly become the conference champions. With that said, we're underway. It has been raining, misting, and drizzling, a mixture of those three throughout the day, really for the last 24 plus hours. But the playing field, turf, and that certainly allows these two teams to take the field and play this evening. Cardinals are feeling very good right now. Winners of 3 straight. The winning streak kicked off against Carthage College on September 30th and hasn't relented. A victory at home against Elmhurst, a 3-0 win. Pushed it to 2, and then a most recent win against Milliken, a 2-1 victory. Gives them that 6-5-1 record. They're over 500, but more importantly, they're undefeated in conference play. 5 more games on the schedule, including tonight's. So the Cardinals, as I mentioned off the top, are in the driver's seat. They control their own destiny. They need to win 1, if not 2 more games to set themselves up for postseason success. As Sanchez has it. Nice little play to the corner as he tries to center it. Flores had a chance, couldn't quite corral it, and the Cardinals are already dominating the touches early on. Near the goal, and that's scooped up and will be stopped by the Augustana goalkeeper, and that's Jeremy Clabber, a sophomore from Buffalo Grove. Cardinals, a very young team this season. Certainly a lot of talent on the field, and head coach Matt Klosterman knew that coming in. May not have anticipated just how quickly this team would gel. They had a mid-season swoon in which they went 0-3-1. Losses to Dominican, Wisconsin Platteville, and Central, and a tie against Knox. But outside of that, they have played extremely well. Corner coming, ball ricocheting around to the box. The Cardinals have to get out. And finally, Borzik able to just punch it away. And stepping up and making the save is the freshman goalkeeper, Conor O'Neill. That was a messy, messy situation for NCC. A lot of variables just feet away from the net. Scary stuff. But they make it out the other side all right. Cardinals hosting a youth soccer program tonight. Saw them in the pregame. They should be out for the half as well to play some scrimmages on the field. The Chicago Kickers in attendance as Klaber picks that one up as well. 41 minutes up on the clock. Thanks for tuning in. Early first half of action. No score yet between the Vikings and the Cardinals. No serious threats on goal, although the Vikings had a few chances of putting one square between the pipes on a corner kick that pinballed around for quite a while. Jared Collier tries to advance it. Alexis Flores plays it off the chest and now tries to play it up the sideline. Stolen away, given off to Matt Allen from the Vikings. Vikings have had a tough time finding W's this season. A loss to North Park, a 4-0 defeat. Their last result. Before that, their only win of the season, that coming against an Atco College, a 1-0 final. But this team has yet to score more than 2 goals in a single contest, and they have been shut out 6 times this season. So certainly the results have not been there. A grand total of 6 goals on the season scored by this Viking offense. Long ball played. As the Vikings take it away. Borzik comes flying in to the box. Flores can't get it back to him on the give and go, and a big collision at the 20-yard line. And one of the Vikings players is shaken up. The Cardinal on that play was Elmer Eng. I haven't seen the number on the back of the jersey for the Augustana player. He doesn't appear to be feeling too good right now. That's Tyler Dugan, a sophomore. And he's able to continue on. So on We Play as well, 39-54 first half. Nothing malicious or anything to that extent on that last sequence from Eng. And just 2 players both going for the ball. Had a very chippy game earlier in the season that we covered. That was against Knox, that 0-0 draw. And I think, if my memory serves me correctly, there were 8 yellow cards. I take that back. 7 yellow cards and a red card in that game, 6 of which belonged to the Prairie Fire from Knox College. Collier tries to advance. The Vikings again put up a wall. That one falls off the sideline and belongs to the Vikings. So the Cardinals have been familiar to the physical style of play, but they're the kind of team that wants to keep you away from their own net and then opportunistically try and shoot a pass over the head of the defense and sneak somebody upfield. Shot on goal, skips up and in. O'Neill plays it on the hop. That's something to look out for tonight as well. Mentioned the weather, the fact that this turf is going to be slick. The ball is going to skip more than it hops. So not only will that affect the goalkeepers who have to try and calculate on the fly where that ball's going to land when it takes a bounce off the turf, but also you see a lot of teams that try and run their offense from the corners and try and center a pass near the box. Well, those attackers who are rushing on net also have to account for the increase in speed off the turf. That one's going to roll right through and off the end line as well. So there's a prime example of just that. Matt Klosterman's group coming off what could be described as a disappointing season in 2016. 6-10-1. They were 3-5 in the CCIW. History on the Cardinals' side in this matchup as Sanchez makes a move and now tries to flip the field. Here's Borzik. A little twisting shot. Now the Cardinals will reset. Deep. Sanchez there, tries to center it with the header. And the ball still 50-50 proposition as to who's going to have it. Borzik now takes control and gets it to the point. To the far side. And the Cardinals trying to work the ball around, almost like a basketball team around the horn. Spencer Weiss was there, and Flores got wide-eyed for a moment, but Jeremy Klaber comes up and plucks it away. So the Cardinals do have history on their side. Last year they shut out this team 2-0. And they've won 4 consecutive games against Augustana. That ball is going to skip right on through as well. Flores make that Eng, giving it a cursory look. Augustana hailing from Rock Island, Illinois, about a 2.5, 3-hour drive from here. Similar in size to North Central. McRagan took over the program 3 years ago and has yet to really find a footing. Reagan is 10-33-4 in his tenure with the Vikings. Borzik on the near side will settle the ball down. Gets it over to Sanchez, who turns the corner. Now has some space and unleashes a shot, and that is high and wide. Sanchez puts his hands on his head. It's a long distance away from the goal, but it's certainly one that he would have preferred to have given a shot of going in. Let it ride a little too high, though. .35-22 remaining, first half of play. Sanchez trying to box out, didn't work out. And now the Vikings have it on the offensive end. The Cardinals smothering on defense. Lined up the sideline. Sanchez has it pinball around, and it's last touched by number 9. Sanchez has been a spark plug for this Cardinal team in the last week and a half or so. Was recognized for that, named CCIW Soccer Player of the Week. Flores with it. We'll back it out momentarily to Borzik, who plays it near the corner, but the pass misfires. Now Borzik settles it down, the senior captain of this team, number 10. But Sanchez and Ryan O'Dean are tied for the team lead with 12 points. Taken away by the Vikings again. Both teams featuring strong defensive plays so far in the early going, as that's played back to Conor O'Neill. Sanchez, 5 goals this season, 2 assists. O'Dean right behind him, 4 goals, 3 assists. Flores, 4 goals. So they have really a three-headed monster that they'll turn to. Here's a pass near the net, left behind. And a ball twisting towards the sideline will be kept in play by the Cardinals. And Ang plays it to the corner. Twirling and twisting around is Ryan O'Dean. And now finally played towards midfield. Off the sideline, Cardinal ball. Thrown in again by the Cardinals, who've had 1 shot, and that hasn't been on goal. That came from Sanchez, about 80 feet away. Vikings trying to rush up the field, and that's Matt Allen who dishes it away. And the Cardinals again have numbers on the back end. Played back and misplayed there from Clint Rader. Far side, Cardinals have something brewing. Flores lost it to the corner. Sanchez, the man there, tries to be taken out, rushing to the net. He has an angle, puts it on goal, but right at Kleber. Tough angle to come in on. There were only a few options there, and they would have required a certain level of finesse. Sanchez working hard in the early going. Score is still 0-0. up the sideline, and Eng there took it off the chin as well. And it's taken away. Vikings have looked good, pressuring the Cardinals as they try to maintain the soccer ball in the offensive zone. Certainly not looking like a 1-7-2 team. Flores couldn't settle it down. He and Sanchez have played pretty well together. There's a couple of attackers in this Cardinal scheme. Allen tries to push it ahead. He's been by far the most active member of the Viking offense. He tried to find teammate Jack McKernan, a junior captain. But there was a sea of white between the two. To the corner, and it rolls off the sideline. Cardinal ball. Sanchez with the game's only 2 shots for the Cardinals. Augustana with 1. That comes off the foot of Bennett Tomlin, freshman from Wisconsin. Flores near midfield. And Borzik was having none of that. He just flips it down. Eng, cross field. Ryan O'Dean rushes in. Sanchez is fairly open on the opposite side. And there's Borzik, a liner to the right of the net and off into the distance. For the Cub fans out there who may have had their attention split before this game started, the Washington Nationals with a 5-0 win in Game 4 of the NLDS. So to a Game 5 they go, tied at 2 apiece. Booted away towards the sideline. O'Dean gives it chase, and it will bounce out of play. (27:56) first half of play. And that one's going to fall out of play. I don't know if I misspoke, but if I did, the Cubs lost 5-0. Perhaps I did. It happens often. Received a note from an in-house producer to clarify the Cubs did lose 5-0 to the Nationals. Up the field, and trying to settle it down was Jack Bullard. Now he goes backwards. Cardinals try and set up a scoring strike. O'Dean has it on the sideline to Sanchez, who's working on the opposite side of the field that he normally operates on. Flips it over the head. Flores giving it chase to the corner. And I believe, they're going to say that was not touched by the Viking defender and out of play. So it's goalkeeper ball in the box. Long boot towards midfield. Everybody comes up empty. And a collision, and John Borzik will draw the foul. And he gets it going right away. Wanting to catch the Vikings sleeping on defense. O'Dean up the field, centers it, Eng. Tic-tac-toe. Flores, his effort to the right. O'Dean back with it, trying to create some space. Vikings right there, though. And they erased that opportunity for the Cardinals. Now Allen tries to stem the tide and come back the other way. To the corner. Nice play set up by the Vikings. And wow, great defense right there on display from Spencer Weiss. Cardinal ball at the 30-yard line. Shot to the near sideline. Sanchez held up on the play and loses possession of the soccer ball. And Borzik, at least for the moment, forces the Vikings to hesitate. Allen trying to weave in and out of the defense. Finally has to relent and give up. Headed towards the net. Cardinals there. The header pushed up the field. Sanchez was the intended target, and a foul on Augustana as Ryan O'Dean hitting the deck. Conference shaking out to be interesting at the top. North Park is ranked 12th in the country. They're 5-0 already in conference, 9-1 overall. North Central 3-0 and currently occupies the second spot in conference. Good corner play to O'Dean. Things opening up for the Cardinals, and the ball slapped out of play. It'll be a corner kick on the far side. Illinois Wesleyan right now currently just behind North Central, 2-1 in the conference. Elmhurst is 2-2. The Cardinals beat Elmhurst 3-0. As the corner kick goes haywire. Cardinals may have another shot here as O'Dean gets another. Oh, and an offsides called on North Central. So a good chance, and it goes for naught. 23:32 to go. First half of play. No score in our contest. O'Dean lofts it ahead. Now heads it ahead. Another header upfield. Flores blocked from advancing. A lot of back and forth so far. 23 minutes into this one. Near side, Sanchez, the closest Cardinal to that pass. Allen flips around and shoots it ahead. Cardinals right there once more. To the sideline, and a race to the ball is won by Augustana, able to keep that inbounds with a sliding effort. It was Tyler Dugan, but ultimately the Vikings relenting possession of the soccer ball. Flores comes down hard on his backside. Appears to be all right as that ball moves towards the corner. Cardinals block it from being touched by the Vikings again. Instead, it's going to be a goalkeeper ball. And the Cardinals avoid a corner kick. Only 5 shots so far in our game. The Cardinals own 3 of the 5, one of which on goal. It's also been a very lightly officiated game with only 3 whistles having been blown. O'Dean coming up and moving towards the corner and has it taken away and pushed towards the sideline. Cardinals are not going to be found out of position on the back end, and that sometimes means ensuring those numbers takes away from potential offensive blitzes down on the other end of the field. Checking into the game is number 21, Shawn Woodford, one of the 4 seniors, a DeKalb native. Long throwing. And Woodford right there in the mix. Kicks it out. Borzik will shoot it back. And the pass finds the boot of a Viking player. Feel free to interact with the broadcast booth this evening if you are so inclined. You can find us on Twitter at NCTV17. Let us know who you're listening for. If you're a fan, a family member, a friend of one of these players from either team, and give them a shout out on air. Go to Twitter and find us at NCTV17. Woodford right there, trying to get the soccer ball back on the Cardinals side of things. Don't have a lot of opportunities to talk about him by the sheer nature of the fact that the Cardinals don't allow a lot of attempts on net. But how about the job that Conor O'Neill has done as a freshman in net? Very impressive. His stature certainly lends itself to being a good goalkeeper, 6'3". And he has rewarded the Cardinals with their faith in him to this point. Allen with a nice move, puts a shot on goal, and Allen has his shot erased by O'Neill. Smothers it, and now we'll boot it away. O'Neill, 3rd in the conference in goals against average. 1.1 a game, behind only Matthias Stuhlin of North Park and Nico Mavrogiannis from Carthage, both of which averaging just under 1, and in the case of Stuhlin, 0.5. So half a goal a game. That's pretty impressive right there. In terms of sheer saves, O'Neill also 3rd, 44, behind King and Klaber. Klaber, of course, the Augustana goalkeeper. A free ball from just inside midfield coming for North Park. O'Neill also owns 3 shutouts. We'll see if he can pitch one tonight. Ball still alive in the box, and another whistle. This is against the Vikings, so a foul will draw it out of the zone and give the Cardinals a chance to kick it away. Offensively, the Cardinals have peppered some of the statistical categories that you measure success by on the individual basis. Gavin Sanchez with 5 goals. He is 5th in conference. Carroll Kazuna of North Park with 10 has doubled up the Cardinals' top leading scorer, as Flores bats it down and now chips it and has his pass intercepted, intended for Sanchez in the corner, as now Borzik will go his way. Sanchez shakes loose, free on the baseline, tries to go near the net, and it's kicked away. It'll be a throw-in on this side of the field. Jared Collier will emerge from the defensive side. A couple of substitutions will make their way into the game for the Cardinals. Into the game, Austin Lombardi, as well as, I believe that was 17, Ivan Bajorquez. And they will rule this that it went out of play off the end line. So the corner kick was, make that throw, and was not a success. 16:39 first half. A sub comes in for the Vikings, and that'll be Michael Peters, a second-year starter, a sophomore from St. Charles. Odin gives chase. I take that back. That's Woodford on the far side in Odin's stead. Borzik to the middle. Flores there. Still in possession of the Cardinals. The shot on net is a hard one that is simply knocked down off the mitts of Kleber. Colin Bradley Leon giving a shout out to the goalkeeper from Augustana, Kleber. Thanks for listening. Hope you're enjoying tonight's telecast. 15 minutes ago, first half. Yeah, both goalkeepers with clean nets through the first half an hour of this game. Kleber on one side and O'Neill on the other. And finally, a foul will break up the fracas on the other side. And it will be whistled against Augustana. That was really a toss-up. He had a much better view of the exchange that official did than certainly us up here. 15 minutes to go, first half. Both teams with chances in front of the net. Neither have capitalized. Augustana mired in a tough season as Brett Johnson comes into the game and Gavin Sanchez will take a break. Vikings were 4-13-1 last year. They were winless in conference. They did have one tie. And unfortunately for fans of Augustana, they're destined for, or at least they're on pace for, I shouldn't say destined, they're on pace for a similar output in 2017. Cardinals have already matched their conference win total from a year ago at 3. So unless something dramatic happens in the second half plus of the conference portion of the schedule, they will have outplayed themselves from the year prior. Another listener interacting with the broadcast booth, Elmer Ang and Shawn Woodford have a fan. Apologies if I butcher the name of said tweeter, Cornelius Jordet. Go NCC, in the words of Cornelius. 13:23 to go, first half. Bright lights have taken full effect as we are officially in fall. Certainly feels like it in the Naperville area. Cold, damp night this evening. It has been rainy for the last 24 hours plus. And all those good vibes that we felt summer would linger indefinitely on into October have certainly disappeared. Although, having said that, there's a forecast for mid-70s weather at the end of this week. Twelve and a half minutes to go. Johnson with it far side. Pops it to Woodford. And a foul against NCC. First half light on action so far. It's the early stages of a chess match, it seems. Who will find the other out of position? That's the question. Johnson near side. Hair flowing in the wind. Ball towards the middle, skips through. Giving chase is Lombardi. And puts one off the football crossbar. Ricochets back towards play. And if you weren't already aware, the football field goal posts are out of play. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be a new element of soccer that would make things interesting if you could knock it through the uprights some sort of point awarded. Although they would make it much easier. You have to probably narrow them, or perhaps that's why they haven't done it. Not that soccer has to change in any way. Lost off the sideline. The Cardinals give it back to the Vikings. Out in front of the box, the Vikings still searching for a good chance as Allen goes to the near side, and it's booted away by the Cardinals up the sideline, trying to save it from going out. And for the moment he did, was the Cardinals' Carl Bappert. Bappert scoring his first goal of the season just about a week ago. As Kleber puts it towards midfield. Johnson with the header, gets it to Bappert, plays it back to Borzik. Borzik chips it in. Ooh, nearly misplayed by the Vikings, but they recover in time. Long blast. Skip, and Kleber has it. Those are the kind of balls that sometimes have a funny hop to them, especially on a night like tonight when the turf is playing a different style. Having received quite a bit of water over the last few hours. Long send. Vikings will try and work it around. Nothing going there. Cardinals playing very patiently. Certainly not in a rush, and they're not going to be found out of position on the defensive end. 8:50 to go. First half. Near side, and Collier will let it roll away. Johnson heads it towards midfield. Bappert off the chest. Over to Borzik. Johnson changes directions and now has possession. They'll push it ahead to the corner. And stopping, and didn't have enough mustard on that to get it back to Johnson on the pass attempt. And now Allen races up the field. Dumps it down to Michael Peters. And sent across, and the Cardinals have it. Lombardi. And some contact, and trying to keep possession of it is Spencer Weiss, who has played well tonight on the defensive side of the ball. This will be pulled up and recovered by the goalkeeper, Kleber. Two substitutions will come in for NCC. Danny Kohler, as well as Andreas Christensen. Christensen, a native of Sweden. By the way, Elmer Eng is a Norway native. And when I mentioned the fact that we had some interaction with the broadcast booth, Cornelius had been tweeting his support for Elmer and Shawn. Cornelius then followed it up by saying, "Greetings from Norway." So we have a listener tonight that is a ways away from our small little town of Naperville in Illinois. Past middle, nobody home for the Cardinals. Greetings from America, Cornelius. .6:35 to go first half, and yet no score. Cardinals have been involved in a lot of close affairs this season. When you look through the schedule, a 3-0 win against Elmhurst is by far the biggest margin of victory. Everything else has been by one. Milliken, a 2-1 win. Carthage, a 1-0 win in double overtime.
Coming in for the Vikings,
3-2 wins back-to-back against Grinnell in overtime and Benedictine out in Lisle. And another 3-2 win against Westminster College. So the Cardinals like their close affairs. Throw in coming from the 20-yard line. Vikings were setting up as if that ball was going to be much farther up the field. And I believe that was last touched by the Cardinals, so a corner kick is forthcoming for the Vikings. Lots of activity up in the top of the stands with a soccer club in attendance tonight, the Chicago Kickers. You can hear them on our crowd microphone as they take in tonight's ball game. And that is out and last touch by Augustana. We've hit the 5-minute mark to go, first half of play inside Benedetti Worley Stadium. I believe the brother of Conor O'Neill tuning in this evening. Ethan O'Neill on Twitter. Says go NCC and go 0-0. I think that's a fair assumption. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm sure the players enjoy it as well. To know that there is support out there from both teams. Of course, NCTV 17, the home of North Central Athletics. But we welcome fans of all teams. Up the field, and it's Johnson who plays it up the sideline. And just a little out of the reach of Carl Bappert. Now Johnson back with it. A hop and played by Claver with Woodford bearing down. 3:45 to go to the intermission. And a foul against North Central will give a free kick to the Vikings from around 90 feet away. I take that back, 120 feet away. My math is always a little suspect. Taking it will be Allen, although Michael Peters hovering around as well. And now Peters releases, and it's just Allen who will be the point. Ooh! Danny Cole was there. Misdirection the header to the right. Had he gotten less of that soccer ball, might have given Conor O'Neill some fits. But as it stands, still no score in our match this evening. So Neal sends a liner up the field. Johnson off the chest. And now Cardinals trying to press the issue towards the corner. Beautiful send. And now Bappert trying to find some space. Backs it out. Collier has emerged from the defensive side. Shoots the ball towards the middle. Knocked away by Elmhurst. Allen in pursuit. He knocks it towards himself. And pulled from behind. He was held up for a moment, and now he draws the whistle. That was a clear whistle on the part of the Cardinals, and that'll draw a yellow card on NCC. And he got a big handful of jersey on that last play. So not a huge surprise that the card came out of the pocket. Danny Kohler picks it up. Free kick as the Vikings set up a designed run. Long send-in, and it's towards the corner, and I believe it was touched by a Cardinal player, so it's going to be a corner kick for the Vikings. Here it comes, the corner. One hopper popped straight up the elevator shaft. Still loose out in front of the box, and I believe that was a handball on the part of the Vikings. So the Cardinals yet again escape the corner opportunity for Augustana, who have taken 3 in the early goings. 1:13 to go as we near halftime inside Benedetti Worley Stadium. Long blast. Time running out to get something going. Don't tell that to Allen, who continues to work away. And a whistle, and this will draw another yellow card on the Cardinals. 2 in the last few minutes, and Allen is shaken up. And they're going to stop the clock. 39 seconds remain. And Allen will jog it off. No score in our contest. Time frozen at 39 seconds. Still misting, as you can see, kind of a haze enveloping the field. Coming off the field is Austin Lombardi. And now the send towards the box. Now towards the end line. And the Cardinals trying to get a piece of it. Did that get kept in play? It did not. So a corner will be taken. Oh, hold on. No, it will not be a corner. Allen was headed that way, believing it would be Viking ball. It was not, it is not, and it won't be. And now O'Neill will kick it away. 10 seconds left. And a yellow card on the Vikings, as apparently a conversation continued well past the acceptable range. Michael Peters picks up the infraction with 8 seconds left to go in the half.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And that'll draw the first half to a close. Eventful for the last few minutes, but for all the wrong reasons. 3 yellow cards, 2 for the Cardinals, 1 for the Vikings, and we go into the half with no score. A 15-minute timeout. We'll be back on the other side. You're watching NCTV 17 and NCTV17.com. Welcome back for the second half of play on NCTV 17, a production of Cardinal Soccer. North Central hosting Augustana this evening, and not a ton of action around the nets tonight, as Ryan O'Dean loses it off the sideline, and away we go. Fresh 45 minutes up on the clock. Taking a look at the stats. Right now, the Vikings with a 3-1 edge in corner kicks, and that's really the only separation between these two teams. 5 shots for the Cardinals, 4 for the Vikings. 2 shots on goal apiece. As Christensen plays it towards midfield and now backs it out. First half winding to a close in a little bit more eventful fashion than the first, say, 40 minutes unfolded. 3 yellow cards issued in the final 5 minutes. 2 on North Central, 1 on Augustana. And clearly neither the cards on North Central or on Augustana had any impact on the score as we continue to play to a 0-0 draw. O'Dean sends it up the field, and now he hits the deck, and a yellow card issued to the Vikings player that caused the collision. And if I'm not mistaken, that is Bennett Tomlin, who was carded on the play, as O'Dean came up clutching his knee and now appears to be all right, as he talks strategy with Christensen and continues to pay attention to his right leg. Appears to be all right, and we continue on. Christensen with the long boot towards the near side corner. Big hop as Flores pursues. And his avenue to the ball cut off. Had to take a detour and couldn't get there in time. We had some interactions in the first half of the broadcast. We highly encourage listeners to let us know that you're listening and tell everyone who you're rooting for. If you're a fan or a family member or a friend, you can find us and interact with us at NCTV17 on Twitter. At NCTV17. So far tonight, we've had a couple of friends, including one from all the way in Norway, interact with us. And then also, I believe, a family member of one of our players this evening. Elmhurst with the ball, make that Augustana with the ball in front of the net. And a chance in the box as the Cardinals erase it in short order. Elmer Eng has it deflect off of him as the header from John Borzik goes straight up in the air. O'Dean now sent it, and Eng there to collect to the middle, and must have lost it off the sideline. I didn't believe the whole soccer ball had crossed over, but that was the case. And Augustana will have it in a near identical spot. Borzik with the header towards midfield. And the pass goes right to a Viking defender. Allen, a very active first half, doesn't have anything to show for it, unfortunately for him. Number 10 for the Vikings is the leader in points with 5. Keep in mind, this Augustana team owns only 6 goals this entire season as the Cardinals catch a break at a turnover in front of the net. However, a foul gives the Vikings the ball right back. North Central enters on a 3-game winning streak, 6-5-1. They're 3-0 in conference play, as they try to turn around this program that lost 5 out of their 8 conference games last year. 2 years ago, they made that miraculous run after a poor non-conference portion of the schedule to then go on and make it into the conference tournament, even won a game in the CCIW tournament. This year, they're already off to that 3-0 start and in the driver's seat. Speaking of driver's seat, here comes a ball near the net. Squeaks by and erased on the back end. Daniel Artman knocks it away, but Jeremy Klaber had it clank off his hands. And had a Cardinal offensive player been in the mix towards that box, it might have made things dicey for Augustana. But as it stands now, a corner kick, Jack Bullard will trigger from the near sideline corner. Cardinals dance around the box, and now the ball, back post, and no! And an Augustana player is down. Might have collided with that near side goalpost. The clock will stop at 39:42, I believe. And now it will, as the Vikings player still remains on the ground. In the meantime, another listener with a shout out. Go Borzik and Brett Johnson. I love how Borzik is just a one-name shout-out, while Brett Johnson is two. Borzik, identifiable as the team captain. Second half of the tweet, best hair awards. I would second that. I would second that motion. Borzik has had it for years, and Johnson, we noted it in the first half. Long flowing locks. Not really long, but long enough to notice him as number 29 darts downfield. Viking player still being attended to near the net. We sit in a no-score game in the second half of play. 39:41 on the clock. And now, I believe, to his feet and walking off gingerly under his own power. That is a good sign to be walking off on his own power. You didn't see it from this far distance, but you start having the goal itself come into play when you're battling near a post on a corner kick. And if you look closely on the right side of your screen, there are wheels and a few extraneous posts that come into play as well. So hopefully the Viking player is all right as we continue play here inside Benedetti Worley Stadium. Odin backs it out, and now Christensen hits a fly ball center field and a foul on North Central. Flores draws the whistle. A little surprising. We know the book by now on this North Central team. They're going to remain solid in the back eight on defense. They're not going to compromise that group to try and release and send a mob of Cardinals up on the offensive end. So what they tend to do is defend well, get an opportunity, and try and have somebody leak out. And they did this very well against Elmhurst, a game in which Gavin Sanchez scored twice. He would just simply release on the far side, or I should say the weak side, the side where the ball isn't currently occupied, and try and sneak behind the defense while remaining on sides. Get a pass, find space, and then put it in the back of the net. And not a lot of chances to do that in this one, as O'Neill steps up and plays it outside the box, pops it up near the 40, and a foul on the Vikings. Blast is off target for Ryan O'Dean. At this point, if you're the Cardinals, you might as well just put as many on net as you can, or at least put it near the net, you never know what's going to happen. So you might as well take every chance you get and try and unleash a hard shot as Odin gets it off the crown of his head. Borzik then plays it off his noggin. Christensen got turned around for a moment, and now the Vikings send it to Allen. Continues to possess, now finally coughs it up and swiped away by NCC. Elmer Eng with it. Cardinals have good numbers going the offensive way. Oh, and just out of the reach of Flores. Flores is right in the middle, and that ball was just maybe 2 or 3 feet out in front of him. And a foul on the Vikings called on Michael Tirabasso. Christensen in the vicinity. Allen had it for a moment. The ball is trying to be played back by the Cardinals' Elmer Eng. Borzik working near midfield. And that one is out of play. Last touch by the Vikings. A little slow to get up Ryan Odin, who needed some time earlier to get right. Thanks for tuning in to NCTV 17 this evening for some Cardinals soccer, the men's team hosting Augustana. Our second production of Cardinal Athletics in as many nights. Last night, coincidentally, it was the women's volleyball team taking down Augustana inside Murner Fieldhouse. Internet power outage means that that game will be broadcasted live on air tomorrow night. It was not broadcasted last night live, but we did record it, and you will have a chance to watch. Should I spoil it? No, I won't. It was a good one. I'll say that. Pounded out of play by the Cardinals. 35-13 to go. Second half, no score in our match tonight. And a Viking player is down behind the play. I didn't see any contact occurring. And the official will stop the clock and allow Bennett Tomlin to come off the field. As he walks off, the substitute will have to come in, and it looks like Michael Peters will be that man. Tomlin owns the only yellow card for Augustana. To the corner, and it's right back to Augie. Another throw-in. Cardinals trying to keep it from being a corner. And instead it's a foul called on the Vikings. So never mind that. Cardinals do have 2 yellow cards tonight. Austin Lombardi picked up the second. Picking up the first, Danny Kohler. Good battle near midfield, taken away by the Cardinals. 34-26, second half. Shot ahead. The Cardinals again in position defensively to keep the Vikings away from the box. Now a misdirection pass towards the sideline. Keeping that in play is the Cardinals. Spencer Weiss has looked awfully good on the defensive end tonight for NCC, number 14. Now I can recall maybe 3 or 4 times where he's been matched up one-on-one with the ball carrier as Borzik makes a run for it. Instead, Kleber gets his hands on the ball for the first time in the half. We're 12 minutes in. Allen there with it, the leading scorer for Augustana. A muddled play near the 30-yard line. And Christensen slide tackles it away. A lot of potential for postseason action, not just for the North Central men's soccer team, but how about also the women who are playing very well. And it's going to go Augustana away. The women's team 3-1 in conference. Their one loss against Elmhurst by a 1-0 score. They've also beaten Carthage on the road 4-3. They've beaten Milliken on the road 2-1 in overtime. And just last night beat the Vikings here inside Benedetti Worley Stadium in a rain-soaked affair. That was really a rain-soaked affair. 1-0 the final. That one goes out of play. Women's team, just like this men's team, is extremely young. To the corner, last touched by the Vikings. Goalkeeper ball. Anna Brogian with the only goal of the night for the women's team last night, giving North Central the win. So they're on a 2-game winning streak. They've won 4 out of their last 5. And close out the season against Carroll, Wheaton, North Park, and Illinois Wesleyan in conference. They also have the University of Dubuque up next, which is a non-conference matchup this Saturday. So both teams right now in position to be in the conference tournament. That is, if they can close out the conference slate strong. Good run at the ball, and picking it up is Kleber. Evan Bajorquez was the closest Cardinal. The ball's going to be bouncing around and skipping around pretty quickly tonight. A lot of rain has fallen on this field, meaning it is artificial turf. Kind of lends itself to being a faster playing surface. Rain has somewhat stopped, and so has the mist in the last 45, 60 minutes. So over the course of the next 30, which remains in our match tonight, we might see the playing surface actually dry out just a tad. O'Dean will be the man to throw it in on the near side. Waits for his team to set up. And that one's going to twist to the right and out of play off the right foot of Jack Bullard. Latest episode of the Red Zone, North Central's Fall Sports Show, airs a new episode tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. On it, we'll break down the latest win for the football team against North Park, 33-0 the final, meaning that team is now 5-0, and now the biggest test to date, Wheaton on the road in the battle for the Little Brass Bell. Saturday, 7 o'clock. We'll talk about all that. A couple of young guys join the program. Freshman offensive guard, Sharmore Clark, and defensive back and sophomore, Zach Greenberg. So feel free to join us tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on NCTV 17. You can also find it at 7:30 online at nctv17.com. Go to the Red Zone tab and click for the latest episode. Settled down by the Cardinals on the far sideline. 28:55 to go, second half. Still no score between these two teams. Cardinals have won 4 straight against this Augustana squad, including a 2-0 shutout last season. Good battle between Bajorquez and Allen. Tough to figure out who won that matchup. We might get a second installment right here. No, it's going to be Augustana coming away with it. In possession, Tyler Dugan, who gets it away. Slap backwards, and the Vikings really trying to set something up offensively. To the middle, Allen had a lane, but it was taken away by the Cardinals. Great play by Christensen, manning the middle, and now here he is again. Unleashing a ball to the near sideline just to allow the Cardinal defense to snap back into formation. second half of play.
Never mind. I think I remember. I like Todd Tubbs. Walks out there, gets this because he saw us playing with his ball. And then we were like, okay.
So when I say it might be a busy November, it includes both soccer teams, the football team, the men's and women's cross-country teams, as the women's team hopes to become CCIW champions. And the men's team has its sights set on a dominant showing at the national meet. Right now, it would be a very strong assumption, very easy to make assumption that the North Central men's cross-country team will win the national meet. The pure talent they still have. Oh, wow, that ball's still on the sideline. Here comes North Central with a rush on net to the center, and it's cleared, looking for Bajorquez. But the Cardinals right back with it. Shot deflected off the shin guard of a Viking defensive player. Just to finish that thought, the men's cross-country team at a Division I meet went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a perfect score, and a tune-up for the national meet. Could they go back-to-back? That's the big question. Cardinals again stretching that far sideline. Sanchez into the game, working. Now lofting. Batted away. Vikings continue to lock down the Cardinal attackers. 26-13. Both teams both looking to find the back of the net. Christensen spins around, falls down. No whistle. Vikings have it. Long pass, Ryan O'Dean. The Cardinals catching the Vikings sleeping a little bit. The shot on goal batted away, kept in play towards the sideline. O'Dean will keep it in. Towards the net, left through. Shot, oh! Flores looking the opposite side for Sanchez. Ball just a little too hot to handle. And a prime scoring chance falls out of play. 25-12 remaining in the second half. Still no score. Picked up by O'Neill. Vikings have had even less opportunities near the net, it has seemed, than the Cardinals to this point. O'Neill will boot it away. Cardinals own 4 shots on goal, Vikings 2. But the sheer number of shots, period, heavily skews North Central's way 12-4. Eventually, at some point, one of those has to go in, right? Pop towards midfield, out of play. Viking ball. Settled down, the Vikings have 3 attackers in the zone. Make that forward now with Allen getting added to the mix. Now they get the manpower back on that side of the field. Still feel like this is just a slow played chess match right now. Both teams trying to figure out how to outmaneuver each other and get to that king. Flores as the ball spun out from underneath him. Still a tad hazy here inside Benedetti Worley Stadium. The mist has ceased. And this is going to be a penalty kick, I believe, for the Cardinals, as it was a ball that was picked up by the goalkeeper. It was sent back by his own teammate, and now the Vikings trying to race back to the defensive end and get in formation. Viking defense will be sent backwards 10 yards. Borzik talking this over with Flores as to the game plan for this shot. This could be the best and perhaps the only scoring chance either team really get. So this is crucial right here for North Central. Talk it over, get it straight, get it into the back of the net. 21:53 remaining. Flores looks like he's ready to kick this one, but Borzik right over the ball as well. Here it comes. Pinballed around. Sanchez out in front. The ball still loose, but then the goalkeeper Kleber draws a foul. And a rather anticlimactic end to what could have been an exciting sequence for North Central. So the Cardinals go back to work. Still no score. Long send up the sideline, Odin. Challenged, still with it. Space, centers it. A Viking there. And a nice move by Flores. Again, tries to put it across, and it's no good. Batted away. And an offsides called on North Central. Just feels like North Central's closing in. They're honing in on the goal right now. Can they finally find the target? Foul against Augustana comes the other way. Cardinals, a three-headed attack between Gavin Sanchez, Ryan Odin, and Alexis Flores, who combined have scored 13 goals in 2017. Borzik let it go off the sideline. And some substitutions, some fresh legs out onto the field. Johnson, Lombardi, Woodford, Ryan Powers, and I'm missing one, and my short-term memory won't serve me very well as to who else came in. $19:23 to go. Second half. 0-0. And Augustana last to touch. The Cardinals trying to hurry up. They want to get down the field. Now Collier will throw it in. And the Cardinals advance just by the way of throw-ins. Powers the closest to it. Played backwards. That's it. Carl Bappert, the last of the 5 players to check in. There it is. Christensen makes a break for it, has it knocked away. Now the Vikings on the counterattack. That's going to be off the Cardinals, a throw-in forthcoming for Augustana. Michael Peters working up against North Central, trying to center it, and Clint Rader. Throw in. Popped up. That's Danny Cole, number 4. And finally shot downfield by NCC. Big bounce. Powers is a Cardinal that is in the vicinity. And North Central, Lombardi. A lot of contact and no whistle there between those two. Lombardi and Artman were battling. And it's going to be a goalkeeper ball as that one flies and soars out of play. Boy, a lot of contact between those two. Checking in is Spencer Weiss. Christensen takes a seat. Near the sideline and now played ahead. But Jorquez was there and now it's knocked out of play, so a throw-in coming. 16:30 remain in this game. Long throw-in, batted around a few times. O'Dean right there, make that Woodford. Second effort also batted away by Augustana. And a foul against North Central called against Shawn Sweeney, and he's a little upset about that. 15:50 left to go. To kick this one in, Daniel Artman. Allen with it. And neutral play, so we play on. Powers trying to extend himself and stretch this defense. A lot of bodies on the far side. The lob towards the net is plucked out of the air. Cardinals had an odd man rush. Couldn't get that ball down and onto the feet of a fellow teammate. Foul on Augustana again as the Cardinals' Clint Rader hits the deck hard. Off the foot of Powers, backwards. Again, he shoots it towards the sideline. Johnson, stutter steps, a whole bunch on that far side. Trying to shake loose, now sends it back. Reversing field and just a little too strong. I take that back. Woodford might get to it, and he does. And here comes the centering pass. So just a little too off on the near side. Line to the right of the goal. Coming in is Elmer Eng for North Central. 13:50 to play in this scoreless match between the 6-5-1 Cardinals and the 1-7-2 Vikings. Lombardi heads it up the field. Bappert towards the corner. Giving it a chase, Woodford. And a goalkeeper ball. Woodford fighting hard to try and get that off a Viking player. And it looks like a collision, and somebody might have just been hitting a sensitive area near the 45-yard line. Down on that play is Daniel Artman, and he may just need a second to collect himself. Actually, it looks like a leg injury as he's hobbling around. I thought he got kicked around the upper thigh groin area, but now he's limping off the sideline gingerly. The sub will come in and play will resume at the 46. Lofted in, header towards the net is actually wayward to the near side. And offside's called on North Central. Augustana will control near side. "12 minutes remaining in this game. Cardinals have dominated in most metrics that you can take stock in. 15 shots to the Vikings 4. 5 on goal to the Vikings 2. And no score in this game for either team. Powers drops it off. Now up the sideline to Johnson. Turns on the Jets. Now slows it down. Long ball. Headed backwards, and here comes a blast on net. Good! Cardinals strike! Cardinals strike, and it's Austin Lombardi escaping to the corner. And his team will follow and will mob him inside Benedetti Worley Stadium. Right on cue. Lombardi steps up and delivers with 11:20 remaining in this game. What a blast. Just what the Cardinals needed. 1-0. Cardinals lead over the Vikings. Now the Cardinals can just lock down defensively. They have 11 minutes to try and waste between now until the final whistle sounds. Allen midfield. Gets it right back. And goes back to work. Delivers a shot that's off the thigh of Clint Rader. Long blow in. And O'Neill snags it. Just like that, with 11:20 remaining, it's Austin Lombardi delivering the game's only goal. A shot from about well, let's say 60 feet away. I think that's probably a solid measurement. Flores trying to turn the corner. He shakes loose towards the box and unable to find a teammate or some space. It's picked up by the goalkeeper, Kleber. Up the sideline, Gavin Sanchez to Flores, and Flores settles it down, goes to Borzik. Borzik near side. Woodford tries to turn the corner, now centers it. And another shot on goal, and it's erased by Kleber. Wow, Cardinals almost just made it 2-0. An uptick in excitement over the last few minutes here inside Benedetti Worley Stadium. As the Cardinals hone in on a 4th consecutive conference win. Off the sideline and out of play. Substitution comes in with under 9 minutes to play for Augustana. That's Nathan Black. North Central leads 1-0. Second half is coming to a close. The difference in this match, Austin Lombardi. Foul drawn by Flores around the 25. They're going to put it at the 31. Cardinals will set up. Free kick issued. Rejected emphatically. Now it's played back by the Cardinals. O'Neill will settle it down and will punt this away. Flores getting held from behind. It's plucked away from his possession. To the far side, taken away by the Cardinals. Now up the sideline to Johnson. Make that Gavin Sanchez. Sanchez near the goal, batted away. Is that off of Augustana or the? No, it's actually still in play. Hold on a second. They're going to say that was off the end line, or was that an offsides? I'm not sure. Either way, it'll be Augustana ball, and another sub comes in for Augie. Michael Tirabasso in. Near sideline and kept in play. Are you kidding me? Woodford with a nice move. His pass sent back though. Allen really battling, welcoming the contact and doesn't get a whistle. That one will go over the net, and O'Neill will have the soccer ball. 6:20 remaining, second half. Into the game for the Cardinals, Ryan O'Dean to try and finish this one off. Woodford will make his way to the bench. Welcomed by Matt Klosterman and company. Cardinals just need to waste the clock. It's their friend right now. Elmer Eng with good positioning. To the sideline and Sanchez. Sanchez makes a move to the baseline. Middles it, and that's off. Chip just off to the left. Cardinals have had 3 golden opportunities to score, and they've netted a goal on one of them here in the second half alone. Five minutes left, 1-0 North Central leads. Good lead pass, and it's taken away by the Cardinals' Shawn Sweeney. And it's a corner kick now for the Vikings. Some intrigue with 5 minutes remaining. Curls towards the net, rejected by Borzik. And the Cardinals now have everybody. It's a jailbreak to the net. 3 men out in front, led by Eng. He's going to take it alone, one-on-one with Kleber, dishes it off, and the pass doesn't get through. Missed opportunity for the Cardinals. On net, taken away. 4 minutes remaining. After nearly 80 minutes of no real solid offense, these two teams have cranked the heat to high. Borzik kicks it away. This will waste a solid 10 more seconds. Borzik again launches it downfield. Straight up in the air. 3:15 remaining. Sanchez, one-on-one outside, cuts towards the middle. Across the way to Odine. Odine, as Flores back to Odine. The lefty lofted shot is too long. Sub comes in, 2:45 remaining. Don't go anywhere for the finish. Cardinals can improve to 4-0 in conference. They can buckle down right here. Nail down this win. To the corner, and will it settle down? It might, and it will not. Goalkeeper ball, 2:20 to go. Late second half. Vikings running out of opportunities, only 130 seconds remain. Headed downfield by Eng. And again, Kleber will launch it, this time out of play. Collier will lollygag his way to the sideline. No real need for a sense of urgency. Borzik again chips it ahead. Minute 30 remain in this game. Bicycle kick from Borzik to keep it away from the box. Although here come the Vikings. Kicked away and direction right to a teammate. Now Sanchez will have a free run up the sideline. 70 seconds left. Sanchez can just try and play keep away as he works towards the corner. Double teamed. Loses it off the sideline. Augustana ball. And a sub comes in for Augustana. They'll slow down the proceedings for the moment. Tyler Dugan in with 50 seconds remaining. Towards the middle, and this will be sent downfield. Cardinals pick it off. Chip it ahead, Odine. Odine, as the Cardinals try and get back on sides, they will, is knocked away momentarily. 28 seconds remaining. Flores off the chest towards the end line, and it'll be goalkeeper ball. 15 remaining. Not nearly enough time to get it going, as North Central, thanks to a late goal from Austin Lombardi, moves to 7-5-1 with a 1-0 victory over Augustana. Great win on the night for North Central. Had to scrap their way to a second half goal, but they get it and send the Vikings to a 1-8-2 mark. More importantly, the conference record now 4-0, as they have won more games in the CCIW this season than they did all of last year. Cardinals will enjoy that one. Hope you enjoyed the telecast this evening. Big thanks to Dave Sappin back at the NCTV 17 studio and Shawn Lavon, the on-site producer and cameraman. I'm Kevin Jackman. A 1-0 victory for North Central tonight. Moved to 4-0 in conference, 7-5-1 overall. Our next telecast of soccer will be next Wednesday, a doubleheader, as both the women's and the men's team will play Carroll. 6:30, or make that 6 the start of the women's game, 8:30 the start of the men's game. Hope you join us then. Hope you enjoyed it tonight. It's a 1-0 victory. Until next time, we'll see you on NCTV 17.